morning. This is Shanmugapriya from Department of Commerce and Economics. I'm going to take the topic on federal system in fiscal economics 2. Meaning of federal system. Federal system is nothing but a power shared by a powerful central and the state government and the state or local government. State or provinces are given considerable self-rule, usually through their own legislatures. In a federal form of government, power is divided between central government and small divisions such as states. A document may describe the roles, responsibilities, and duties of the central government and the states. Central government can be powerful, but it does not have the ability to dissolve state or choose state leaders. So federal system is nothing but sharing of power between central government and the state government. So need for the federal system. First one, need for defense and security. The need for the common defense system against external aggression may necessitate the adoption of federal system of government. For example, 13 American colonies joined together in a federation following the American War of Independence for reason of collective security. Preservation of local autonomy. The federal system is adopted to provide considerable amount of decentralization in the administration. It brings the government closer to the doorsteps of the people, encouraging local participation in the political progress of their country. So, necessity of the federal system. So, need for defense and security, preservation of local autonomy. Next one, difference in level of economic development, need to check dictatorship. Difference in level of economic development. Sharp difference in the level of economic development between different units of a country may lead to the adoption of federation to enable each unit to have freedom to develop its own speed. Next one, need to check dictatorship. Different groups within a country may adopt federalism as a means to preventing the order, concentration of the power at the center. This is the one way where the country can prevent the dictatorship from drifting. So these are the important ways where federation system is very, very important. Common culture and historical background. State with the common historical background can come together to form a federation. For instance, different parts of Nigeria adopted federalism at independence on account of their common historical background. Resource pooling. Some states adopt federalism because of the desire to pool resources together for the development of the country as a whole. For instance, the desire to promote trade through the removal of internal trade barriers is the condition for successful federation. It was their desire which contributed to their success. Geographical nearness. The various states which decide to form the federation must be close to one another. If they are not physically close to each other, it is not possible for the federation to work. Existence of adequate economic resources. Federation is a relatively expensive mechanism. A state wishing to adopt a federation must have both human economic resources to support both central and the local government. Essential features. What are the essential features of the federal government? A precise distribution of power between state and the central, supremacy of constitution, the supremacy of judiciary. Distributions of power between central and the states. There is a distribution of powers between the central and the state government because distribution of power between the central and the constituent units is indispensable for the existence. Next, for the administrative efficiency, the central government grants autonomy to provincial governments. Thus, the division of powers between the central and the units is indispensable. Generally, the division of powers is made in such a way the matters of national importance are given to central and matters of regional importance may be given to provincial governments. Supremacy of the constitution. The second essential feature of the federation is the written rigid constitution. In order to make a clear division of powers between the central and the units, the written constitution is indispensable. The constitution should be rigid so that central as well as the unit may not amend it abruptly. A special procedure is adopted to amend the constitution. This procedure is very much complicated. The reason is that constitution is considered a sacred document and both the central and the state agree that there should be a very few amendments so that the stability of the constitution is maintained. The progress of the amendment of the constitution should make it binding so that no amendment is to be given effect without the consent of both parliament and state legislatures. Supremacy of judiciary. There is a dual government in the federation. There is a clear mention of powers between the central and the state in the constitution, but any dispute relating to the jurisdiction can arise in future. So in event of such disputes, both central and the state government will interpret the constitution in their own way. Therefore, free and impartial judiciary should interpret the constitution independently in order to settle the dispute of jurisdiction. Freedom of judiciary is essential so that center or the state may not have the decisions in the favor by exerting any sort of pressure. Only a free judiciary will be able to give decision independently and will be in a position to win confidence of both central and the state. Thus, the ability of the federation depend upon the establishment of free judiciary. Federal country. Many countries use this form of distributing government power. In Western Hemisphere, Brazil, Canada, Mexico, US, Venezuela, India, Pakistan, Malaysia. A federal system does not mean there is no more or less personal freedom for the people. It explains how our power is being distributed. Federalism in the Indian Constitution defines power distribution between the federal government, that is central, and the states in India. This part is divided between legislation, administrative, executive powers. Legislation section is divided into three lists, that is union list, state list, and concurrent list. Unlike the federal governments of the US, Switzerland, or Australia, the residual powers remains within the central as with the Canadian federal government. The union and the states have independent executive staffs fully controlled by their respective government, and the executive power of the state and the central are exempted on means of empowered to legislate. As in legislative manners, in administrative matters also, the central government has been made more powerful than the state. The Constitution has made it clear that the central government cannot go against the state government in administrative matters. The state government have to work under the supervision and the control of state government. The state should execute its executive power in order to law made by the parliament. The central government can make laws for maintaining good relations between the central and the state. It can control the state government by directing them to take necessary steps for the proper running of administration. If the state fails to work properly or according to the constitution, it can impose president rule under Article 356 and take over its state's administration. Again, there are some officials of the central government working in the states through which it can have control over the state government. In India, the states must execute its executive power in compliance with the law made by the central government. Article 357 calls upon every state not to impede on the executive power to the union within the state. Article 352 through 360 contains provisions which empower the center to take over the executive of the states on issue of national security or on the breakdown of constitutional machinery. Governors are being appointed by the central government to oversee states. The president can dissolve the state assembly under the recommendation of Council of Ministers by invoking Article 356 if and when fails to comply with articles given by the center. State and central relations. Indian Constitution defines the power distributions between the federal government and the states in India. This part is divided between the legislative and the administrative power. The legislation is divided into three units, that is union list, state list, and concurrent list. The powers of the state and the central are defined by the constitution. The legislative powers are divided into three lists. Union list. First, the union list consists of 99 items on which the parliament has executive power to legislate, which includes defense, armed force, arms, ammunition, atomic energy, foreign affairs, war, peace, citizenship, extradition, railways, shipping, navigation, airways, post, telegraphs, telephones, wireless and broadcasting, currency, foreign trade, interstate trade, commerce, banking, insurance, control of industries, regulation, development of mines, mineral and oil resources, election and audit of government accounts, constitution and organization of the Supreme Court, High Court, and the Union Public Service Commission, income tax, custom tax, export duties, duties of excise, corporation tax, taxes on capital value of assets, estate duty, and terminal taxes. State list. It consists of 61 items and the individual state have the exclusive authority to legislate on items included in this list. Public order, police, administration of justice, prisons, local government, public health, sanitation, agriculture, animal husbandry, water supplies, irrigation, land rights, forest fisheries, money lending, state public services, state public service commission, land revenue, taxes on agricultural income, taxes on land and buildings, estate duty, taxes on electricity, taxes on vehicles, and taxes on luxuries. Concurrent list. Concurrent list, it consists of 52 items. Uniformity is desired but not essential on items in this list. Marriage and divorce, transfer of property other than agricultural land, education contracts, bankruptcy, insolvency, trustees, trust, civil procedure, contempt of court, adulteration of foodstuffs, drugs and poisons, economic and social welfare planning, trade unions, labor welfare, electricity, newspapers, books and printing press, and stamp duties. Exceptions. So states have the exclusive power to legislate with regard to items on the state list. Article 249, 50, 252 and 253. State situation in the federal government can legislate on this item. Administrative powers. The union and the state have independent executive staffs fully controlled by the respected government, and the executive powers of the state and the center are extended on issues when they are empowered to legislate. Union control over the states. According to the Article 353 of the Constitution of the India, states must exercise their executive power in compliance with the law made by the central government. Article 357 calls upon every state not to impede on the executive power of the union within the states. Article 352 to 360, it contains provisions which empower the center to take over the executive of the states on issue of national security or on the breakdown of constitutional machinery. Governors are being appointed by the central government to oversee states. President can dissolve the state assembly under the recommendation of Council of Ministers by invoking Article 356 if and when states fail to comply with directives given by the center. Central state relations, legislative relations, administrative relations, financial relations, planning and central state relations. Legislative relations, it includes the Article 245 to 254 in the Constitution of India, exclusive jurisdiction of Union government to make laws for the whole India on union list. State will have the exclusive jurisdictions for state list subject. Both the union and the state government can make laws on concurrent list. In case of clash between the government, union laws will provide. Residuary power of the union government, that is power not enumerated in any of the three lists. Exceptions of the state list. Under special circumstances. First one, legislation in the national interest. If Rajya Sabha declares the dissolution by not less than 2/3 majority, union government can make laws on state list. Resolution remains in the force for 1 year, which can be extended by subsequent resolution. Legislation by concern of states. If two or more states request by passing a resolution in both the houses of each state, union government can make laws by apply for them. Parliament has the right to amend or repeal such act. For example, demand Damodar Valley Corporation to control floods for West Bengal and Bihar, Urban Land Ceiling Act 1976. Legislation to implement international trades, that is Art 253. Only union government can make laws for the whole country to implement the international treaty, agreement, convention made at the International Corporation Association or any other body. Legislation under the Proclamation of Emergency Act 352. State list is automatically converted into concurrent list. Emergency in India was between 1962 to 1968 and 1971 to 1977. In the US, Canada, Australia, the above provision is not there. Legislation due to the failure of constitutional machinery in the state, that is Art 2, 353, 356. President rule is imposed on the report of the government. Powers of the state legislatures are under the parliament. Power is used more than 100 times in almost all states. Reservation of bills for the consideration of president, Art 200. Bills which endanger the position of High Court should be reserved over for the president. Interstate river or river valley bills. Some bills on concurrent list may be reserved. Legislation, relations and court. Incidental powers. Legislation is given plenty power to make laws on a particular subject and also implied powers to make laws incident for the exercise to such a power. Make law to establish a special factory plenary power, rules for functional special factory, incidental powers. What is its conclusion? Tendency towards high degree of decentralization. Different political parties may have different political programs leading to conflicts. The reservation of bills for the president by state government may lead to conflict center-state relations. Administrative relations. First one, effective federal executive control minimizes the conflict between central and the state. Governor acts as a center. Governor acts as a representative of the President of India. Governor is appointed, transferred, or dismissed by the President. Governor's role is dual. First, representative of union government, and secondly, constitutional head of the state. Implementation of the central laws, that is Art 256. Executive powers of every state shall be so exercised or to ensure compliance with the law made by the Parliament. Executive power of union government to give directions to the state, not to impede of prejudice the executive power of union in the state. With respect to military, railways or such areas of national importance, central will direct the state. It entrusts the officers of the state certain functions of the union government. Center may give the directions on the welfare of scheduled tribes in the state. All India services. Common to both central and the states. Recruitment to the above services is made by UPSC, Central Personnel Agency. These services are regulated by central rules and regulations. These services gives cohesion to the federal structures. Power of adjunctions. Parliament can adjudicate on interstate war or river issues. Interstate committee, that is regulation of public act, judicial settlements or disputes, freedom of trade and commerce, full faith and credit shall be given to the judicial proceedings, records and union government throughout the country. States are no way connected with the appointment or removal of judges of both Supreme Court and the High Court. Enquiry Commission against State Chief Minister. Central government is empowered to appoint commissions of inquiry against any chief ministers on the charges of corruption and malpractices. Example, commissions appointed against Punjab CM Sardar Pratap Singh Kairan in 1963. Example, Das Commission. Tamil Nadu Karunanidhi in 1976. Sarkaria Commission. AP Bengal Rao. Devraj ARS in Karnataka. Bansilal in 1978 and Bhajanlal of Haryana, Jaswant Singh Commission. Constitution bodies or instructional arrangement for consultation. So, National Development Council for importance of consultation between central and the states. It organizes Chief Minister of the states, heads of the duties, Union Cabinet Ministers, Prime Minister will be the chairman of the council. Planning Commission, PM is the ex officio chairman. It involves central and the state. Consultation through conferences, network of consultations between central and the states through National Development Council, CM conferences, conference of ministers of different departments, chief secretaries, directors general of police. The constitution establishes the supremacy of central over the state. The government of India appointed Sarkaria Commission in 1983 to review the state-central relations, which submitted the report in 1988. Financial relations, that is Article 243 to 254 in the Constitution of India. The Constitution does not give any clear distinction between the central and the state to distribute the financial resources and leaves much scope to the central to decide. Financial relations probably the most complex in central-state relations. There is constitutional provisions to appoint finance commission by the president every 5 years to resolve various financial disputes between the central and the states. Scheme of distributions of sources of revenue. That is, taxes are exclusively assigned to the union government by the constitution. Income from customs, export and import duties, import income tax, excise duties and tobacco, jute, cotton, corporation tax, income from railways and postal department. Taxes are exclusively assigned to the states, that is income from land revenue, stamp duty, taxes on goods and passengers on road and inland waterways, vehicle tax, toll taxes on land and buildings, professional tax, taxes on luxuries, entertainment and amusement parks. Tax levied by the union government but collected and appropriated by the states, that is stamp duties on bills of exchange, checks, promissory notes, bills of lading, letters of credit, policies of insurance and transfer of shares. Taxes levied and collected by the union government but assigned to the states, that is duties on succession of property, taxes on railway, freight and fare, taxes on transaction, stock exchange and commodity market, newspaper advertisement. Taxes and levied collected by the union government, but it must be shared with the state. Grants in aid. Article 275 empowers the parliament to give financial assistance to states. That is, grants are classified as plan, that is grant determined by the planning commission, non-plan. Finance commission determine this. Grants on ad hoc, which are determined by the central government for unforeseen situation. Power of borrowing. Union government can borrow within or outside depending upon the security of revenues. States can borrow within the country. Financial emergency. During financial emergency, the president can suspend the provision of division of financial resources between union and the state and the grants aid to the states. The union government at that time acquires the right to issue directions to the states on reduction of salary and allowances, include high court judges, reservation of all money bills passed by the state legislations. Controlled by the Comptroller and Auditor General of India. Comptroller and Audit General is appointed by President. They maintain the audit of the accounts of Union both and the states, can direct states to keep the records in a particular manner. Planning and the central state relations. India adopted the economic planning after independence to achieve maximum development. Planning Commission plays important role in the state-central relations. Almost in every activity of the state, Planning Commission involves for state plans. That is, it fixes the rate and the size and priority of the state plans, mobilizes the physical and the financial resources, reduces interstate disparities in development, ensures uniform rate of economic growth and social development in states. Thank you.